Hello and welcome to my home. My name is Lisa and today is Fear Friday. But today is not only just Fear Friday, today is Friday the 13th. And with Friday the 13th, people usually think of this. First thing you think of is this, right? What is this? This is the mask of Jason Voorhees off of the movie Friday the 13th. Now, when my son was little, we would always have Friday the 13th marathons. We'd watch Friday the 13th movies. We would have hockey mask, hamburgers. We would do so many stuff that day, and it actually became like a holiday for us. Now, I believe that the 13th number is lucky for me. I don't mind it at all. In fact, I learned this from my grandmother that the 13th number was lucky back in the day, and it still is for me. So I do celebrate it. I will watch the Friday the 13th marathon, but the 13th number is kind of different, and people still fear it, which I have no clue why. But I kind of was looking into it, and it goes way back to Jesus and all that, but I will get to that point a little bit later. The first thing I'm going to say is the 13th number is the feminine number. It's for the lunar cycles. In each year, there are 13 lunar cycles, which is the moon. And I am a moon child, so that is a very important time for me. This signifies change, the 13th number. It signifies change and growth. It also has, you get a 13th egg or cupcake or anything like that, and it's called a baker's dozen. And that is why a lot of people get freaky about Friday the 13th. I don't. That's the reason why I don't. But a lot of people think that the day is this day just to bunker in the house and stay in the house and not do anything. They're scared of Friday the 13th because of black cats. Don't let a black cat walk in, superstitions. Don't break the mirror. Don't have 13, is an unlucky number. Don't have 13 eggs. Don't have 13 this. Don't have 13 that. And some people, still today, it's exactly why. 13th number, a lot of hotels, most buildings, 80% of buildings in the United States don't have a 13th floor. No, no, no. Hotels, hospitals, and even airports don't have a 13th gate. Now, why? That's just so weird. Where did this come from? Well, I'm telling you right now. So the 13th number was brought on from the story of Jesus and the Last Supper. There was 13 individuals present in the upper room on the 13th day of Nisan Mounty, and it was on a Thursday night, that night before Jesus' death on Good Friday. So supposedly the 13th number was bad because Jesus died on a Friday, right? 13th number, 13, 13, 13, okay. So it was, that's where probably, and I'm not trying to offend anybody's religion because I am truly a believer of everybody, follows whatever they want to believe in. But Christianity or Catholics or someone brought that on, that it was because Jesus had 13 people at the Last Supper, and 13, it was like he died on the 13th day, maybe, or something like that, that was brought on, and that is the reason why the number 13 is bad luck. Now, of course, people have that theory, and then in their minds, they think, oh man, you know, people who are superstitious, I am superstitious in some ways, most definitely, but 13 is not part of my thing, but yeah. So, what kind of superstitions are you afraid of? Are you afraid of Friday the 13th? Would you go on a 13th floor? Would you um, do something? Either way, when you go into a high rise or a hotel or hospital or the airport and it has more than 12 numbers, whatever is the next gate or the next floor or anything is the 13th floor when you count it. Just because they write number 14 on it doesn't mean it's not the 13th floor when you're counting. You can't just jump over a whole floor, you know. So that just does not make any sense to me. But a lot of people do that still when they have a hotel because, or like I said, a high rise or apartment buildings or whatever, they don't have a 13th floor. And airports don't have a 13th gate. So when you think about it, it's just really weird, you know. So if you fly, does that mean when you're on the 14th gate in an airport, does that mean you shouldn't get on it because it's actually the 13th? Or if you get a hotel room on the 14th floor, would you not stay in it because it's actually the 13th floor? See what I'm getting at? As far as Friday the 13th movies, my suggestion is I would definitely use the Friday the 13th movie, and I've watched all of them. And I would do number 1, number 2, and number 6. Those are my favorites that I watch every year. I love this time of year, and this year is kind of special because of it. We have a Friday the 13th, we have full moons, we have a solar eclipse on Saturday. Saturday the 14th, they actually have a movie called Saturday the 14th, so if you haven't seen it, it's funny. It's cheesy but funny, that you might like. But yeah, I have to just say the 13th number is a fantastic number, and actually the ancient Egyptians did that, you know, believed in it, believed that it was lucky and stuff. So if you want to try to look into why the 13th day is the bad day if it lands on Friday, that's the reason why. Supposedly Jesus has died on the 13th on a Friday, and they had 13 people at the Last Supper and 13, you know, all of this other stuff. So that's crazy because they didn't really believe in it until the 19th century. The 19th century made it unlucky. You know, if you've seen a black cat on Friday 13th, woo-wee, you were ready for some bad luck. Or if you broke a mirror, or if you walked under a ladder. What's some other superstitions? You know, a lot of people still have superstitions, like if you watch a football game, somebody might have to wear their lucky shirt, or their do the lucky spit on the ground, or do a dance or whatever before the game starts. That's what people still do. And that's great because they don't realize that that's a part of magic, or not magic, but part of witchcraft, I guess you would say. You know, because they're putting it out there. They're manifesting it. They're making, you know, in their mind, they have to do this every single time. And or it's not going to happen. They're going to lose, or they're going to do this, or they're going to do that. Something's going to happen. So think about it. If you have any weird or traditions or kind of weird things that you would like to share, please feel free to put a comment down below and tell me what some of the stuff that you do before a football game, or you have to have this out for the certain holiday, or it's not the holiday, or you have to do something before you go, or things like that. I'll be honest, I have to have some of the things that I have had up for the last 4 years. They have to be put up in my home for the holidays, and Halloween is no exception. I have something that I've had when I was little and my son was little. I have something that my mother made my son on his first Halloween party when he was 6 months old. That has to be put up every year, no matter what. So these are the things that I do. Weird, but true. And I hope you like Friday the 13th and make it a lucky day, because it is a lucky day. Watch some movies together, and here where I live, it's going to be rainy and yucky, and I'm just going to stay inside, and that's what I'm going to do. Watch my scary movies, watch my Friday the 13th marathon, eat a hockey mask hamburger, or maybe even make some spaghetti, who knows. Something enjoyable. Oh, and there's also one thing that I did too when my child was young. I would take a pumpkin bucket, one of those plastic pumpkin buckets, and I would fill it up with like punch or something, and then put some 7-Up or something in it, Sprite or something in it, and make it, and I would call it Victim's Blood for the Friday the 13th. So it's kind of like a drinking game type thing that you can do. You have your Victim's Blood, you have your hockey mask hamburgers, just fun stuff that I did that made the day special. So how you can make today special is share some kindness, shine that inner light in you that's so special for everyone to see. For those in the dark,